The NFT art is still booming in 2022. One of the more notable predictions in Art Futures Report's 2022 edition was the non-fungible tokens or NFTs would take over the world of art investing by 2025. As we are drawing closer to this date, it seems that NFT art is booming even further than what the report had anticipated. Through 2022, non-fungible tokens or NFTs have become a worldwide phenomenon and have continued to expand their scope of utility as more applications are built on top of them. But before we get started, welcome back to the NFT Future World. Don't forget to leave a like on the video and subscribe for more NFT related content like this. That being said, let's begin. In 2022, more than 20 plus billion NFTs were created, with over 25% of the world's population owning at least one NFT. With tens of millions of USD and ETH flowing into NFT-related projects, it's clear that this artistic universe has become an important factor in the global economy. Watch the video completely to know about the NFT arts and what are the changes we are going to see in 2022. Let's get into the video. What are non-fungible tokens? If you're not familiar with non-fungible tokens, they're used on the blockchain to represent virtual assets that can be transferred between users. A great example of NFT art would be CryptoKitties. The original artwork, CryptoKitties, were created from a Canadian artist, and the unique information of each of his CryptoKitties is stored on the Ethereum blockchain. NFTs like these have exploded in popularity over the past few years, with some estimates putting CryptoKitty transactions alone at nearly $20 million per day. Since NFTs can represent all sorts of collectibles, including one-of-a-kind items and unique artworks, you might wonder why they're called non-fungible tokens. Why aren't they called unique tokens? Fungibility refers to whether or not a coin or bill is interchangeable with another. When currency is fungible, it means that it doesn't matter which banknote you hand over when paying for something. If all of your $20 bills are equivalent, then one will do just as well as another if you need to pay for an item with cash. It's no longer meaningful to have someone say, I have X amount of dollars on me right now. Instead, we might have to say, I have $20 on me right now. We don't care about individual bills, but only that we have enough money to cover our transaction. Many people think that fungibility is always desirable when it comes to things like currency, but there are cases where it isn't necessarily good. Take collectibles, for example. Imagine you have a collection of antique watches. These watches might have all been made by a certain manufacturer, and they might have all been manufactured at about the same time and feature similar parts, etc. But these are not interchangeable with one another because of their unique histories. If you try to sell an old watch from your collection, you'll get more money for it if someone knows that it's owned by Abraham Lincoln than if they knew nothing about its history. But what about some NFTs? What makes non-fungible tokens special? Well, each token is special. Some are totally different based on who created them or how they were traded over time, as opposed to how many were originally issued. So NFTs share traits of both digital currencies in terms of trackable ownership and physical objects because tokens can represent anything. We believe that every token should be functional, so we don't see much value in issuing utility tokens on blockchains just yet. Instead, we want artists who create large batches of digital artwork to enjoy more confidence during sales while allowing buyers access to items which cannot be replicated or faked based on blockchain data which cannot be altered retroactively. NFT art will change the creative industry. The concept of traditional art has changed with NFT or non-fungible tokens being used to create unique digital artwork. Non-fungible tokens or NFTs are an extension of blockchain technology and have proven to be a viable way of artists to make money on their creations. An example would be CryptoKitties, which increased in popularity as users had fun collecting and breeding different kittens. The uniqueness of each kitten became valuable by itself, and people were willing to pay large amounts of ETH or Ethereum. Other notable non-fungible tokens that artists are using include CryptoKitties, CryptoPunks, and rare Pepe cards. Not only are these pieces gaining popularity, but they're also raising funds as well. In 2018 alone, over $100 million worth of CryptoKitties was sold by collectors all over the world. By 2022, NFT will grow even more popular and become part of everyday life when everyone will start trading and selling their own rare collectibles, whether it be collectible cards or sneakers. This can allow creativity to take off globally through mass adoption from those who don't have access to a computer. We can change how we view artwork forever. In 2022, we will see blockchain will be used for all types of art, not just cryptocurrencies. For example, if you want to support an artist by buying a piece of their artwork and displaying it in your home, you can do that on a blockchain. This way, if an artist later sells that painting at auction for millions of dollars, they can cut you a share as thanks for helping them start their career. There are always ways to buy digital certificates showing ownership of fine art pieces today through blockchain technology, but NFTs will enable far more effective and useful ways to handle such situations. The result? We'll see NFT-based art continue to grow over time. You will even begin to see fine blockchain art being produced along with traditional paintings. Blockchain creates a completely verifiable chain of custody. You can check every single step taken while creating an artist's work, which makes every piece unique and valuable. If a collector goes ahead and buys one of those certified pieces, then he knows that it remained in perfect condition from when he bought it until now. Over time, buyers will demand higher prices for authenticated or documented works. These pieces may eventually become desirable across networks and borders in much the same way pieces like Modigliani new coaches command record high prices across multiple markets today. Collectors, buyers don't care about jurisdiction anymore. They only care about authentication because authentication determines value. Let's take a recent instance involving Norman Rockwell's painting Wounded Cowboy as an example, since it was involved in an authentication mess-up recently, first reported by Cryptomedics on June 21, 2018. Recently, it came to light that cryptography incorrectly identified his signed original works as replicas, which led some news outlets covering cryptography's appraisal service, including USA Today and Yahoo Finance. Here is what we currently know. According to sources close to the situation who spoke in terms of anonymity, Rockwell completely wounded Cowboy circa 1949 using pencil, crayon, and paper. In 1966, it was donated by Miss Patricia Doyle Owen to Corcoran Gallery of Art, where it remained until 1996, when she sold her collection privately. Sometime between 1996 and 2002, Wounded Cowboy changed hands between private owners before appearing at heritage auctions in 2002, where it sold for $65,000 via private treaty. However, it then passed into the hands of another dealer who reportedly consigned the piece to heritage again in 2010, but without revealing its true provenance, stating instead that it had been acquired privately many years earlier, along with another damaged version. Eventually, both pieces were seized from buyer Mr. Martin Zarevitz when a dispute erupted over whether or not he could sell a stolen piece of art. During the course of that legal action, it became clear that in 2014, Mr. Zarevitz consigned both versions of Wounded Cowboy at Heritage to pay off a debt with Eric Althoff, which is how it ended up getting seized by authorities. Who really owns Wounded Cowboy today? And why is there a debate as to whether both versions belong in a museum? Where is the truth in any of these stories, and how can we trust what's real given that an appraiser verified two fake pieces were actually originals and then re-verified it afterwards, claiming that these were new and improved versions? What are the challenges of NFT art? The market for non-fungible tokens or NFTs has boomed recently, especially among game developers. Some of these games even offer new incentives like trading cards to people who buy and collect NFTs, kind of like baseball cards. While there are many advantages of using NFTs, one of the biggest challenges may be how easy it is to copy them, also called duping or cloning. It's a big problem because copies are just as valuable as the original. The reason you might want to copy something, especially a game item, isn't necessarily because you want it more than once, but because they're very useful in trades and exchanges with other players or collectors. When someone clones an item though, the extra utility isn't theirs, so much as it is everyone else's. As a result, when copying occurs on a large scale with the specific game's community, it can destabilize markets by reducing liquidity and value. As such, some companies have come up with smart ways to fight copying without sacrificing what makes NFTs so exciting: ownership of limited edition digital artworks. Vitalik Buterin and Wavefund popularizing games focused on NFT collectors. One company focusing hard on solving critical issues facing developers working with NFTs is Wavefund, a platform for game development led by Ethereum co-founder Vitalik Buterin. Wavefund serves as a place where teams can raise money from individuals interested in helping create brand new gaming experiences based around digital assets. However, unlike some competitors, it does not charge hefty processing fees or take any cut at all from transactions made on its platform. Instead, it uses smart contracts written in Solidity to help ensure privacy and authenticity while serving niche stakeholders directly rather than charging high commissions through investors of its own, making gains off middlemen. The future of NFTs. Will NFT art be booming? There's little doubt that non-fungible tokens or NFTs are growing stronger and stronger with each passing day. While there may be a few dark spots on its horizon, it's clear that not only will NFTs continue to grow, but they'll also change many of our lives forever. And we'll see later. One of those changes could make way for big surge in NFT art sales. By 2023, at least 50% of all collectibles will be non-fungible tokens or limited edition digital copies. This isn't just some random prediction. It comes straight from Ben Chan, co-founder and CTO of Dapper Labs Inc. In addition to being an expert in blockchain technology, he's also an experienced entrepreneur who has founded a number of companies ranging from enterprises to startups. So when you're talking about what kind of impact NFT will have going forward, you have someone worth listening to. NFT art is expected to continue its popularity as an emerging art form. Based on these upcoming NFT blockchain-based services, there will be a strong market for NFTs and also investors who are willing to pay for them. In addition, as more users begin to understand and trust that their value does not decay with time, I believe that NFT art will no longer be only valued by those in the know. For example, in February 2017, CryptoKitties collected $12 million within 3 weeks of its launch using a virtual blockchain currency called Ethereum. By December 2017, CryptoKitties boasted over 500,000 transactions with a total worth of $23 million. This shows how much interest in collectibles can lead to economic activity when paired with cryptocurrencies. If you're interested in learning more about collecting NFTs, do some research into decentralized exchanges or DEXs like OpenSea, which let you buy and sell rare digital items, or BlockBay, which has a similar business model for music collectibles. With public companies currently having a total global market cap of approximately $70 trillion, it won't be long before the figure balloons even further if rare collectibles become popular enough to find their way onto established crypto exchanges. It's too early to tell if many people will participate as collectors at scale, but it seems likely given how fun it can already be today, not to mention very profitable. I hope this was a very interesting video for you, and if you did find it interesting, do share it with your friends and family. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.